Hello, my name is Anna. I'm a digital fantasy artist, and today I'm going to make a really fun tutorial for you guys, and it's about how to use dramatic lightning. And what is dramatic lightning? It's basically when there is usually like a really huge flash of light in a character's face, or there's like a really huge light backlit, or there's like, I don't know, a bunch of flashes in the character's face. But the point is there's always a focal point of light, and it's a really bright light, and the rest of the image is basically in the dark. And it's really hard to work with dramatic light because most of your drawing is actually going to be in the shadow. And when you're painting in the shadow, you can't see anything. So as you can see in the speed paint, here it cut a little bit, but y'all not gonna miss it. But if you're gonna see it here in the speed paint, there's basically a flash of light in his face. But the rest of the painting is in the dark. And this is the first problem with dramatic light, because how are you going to see anything if half of your character is in the shadows? So it's really important that you know how to work with shadows and make them visible even in the dark while still looking like it's in the dark. It's a really complicated concept to get, but I'm going to show you. And I did change the background to make it even more dramatic because I was like, the yellow-ish thing is going to make it look so much more dramatic. But as you can see here in the speed paint, basically you have your primary light source, which is a really dramatic flashlight in the character's face. If you're still confused, go to Google right now and literally type dramatic light. But anyways, this is your primary light source. But how are you going to make your shadows visible? You're going to have a secondary light. I talked a bit about this in my master's study about color variation, so if you're having any doubts on grasping the concept about color variation and secondary light, please watch this video before continuing on this one. But anyways, the trick is you're going to get a secondary light source. And here I chose the complementary color of like this yellow that is blue. Like actually blue is the complementary color of orange and purple is the complementary color of yellow. But since his face is really orange, I just chose blue because I knew it would, like, it's going to be a relief for the viewer's eye if you have some sort of blue or complementary color. Same thing if the light source was blue, you could get a dark, like yellowish, orangey secondary light source. I am literally addicted to making my primary light source warm and my secondary light source really cool. And this is like the most like patternish thingy that everyone does. Feel free to copy me if you want, but I really hate it when the primary light source is cool because I feel like for example, I don't know, like light blue, I feel like it isn't dramatic enough as warm colors. But anyways, you can see here that he has some like face tattoo things. And what color are they in? Exactly, they are in this bluish tone that is going to give relief to the viewer's eye. So this is the trick. When facing dramatic light and having a bunch of shadows in your painting, you need to add a secondary light source that complements your primary light source. And you're going to put it on the shadow side. And how do you do that without giving it so much attention? Because the primary focus is the primary light source. You do this by making it less saturated. And you can see that I'm highlighting his nose and I'm highlighting the other like darker side of his eye, and I'm highlighting his cheekbones, but it isn't like screaming for attention. Like you can look at it and you find the relief when you look at it, you know? So this is like my best tip for dramatic light is making the parts of your characters when they are in the shadow still visible by using complementary colors with a less saturated tone as a secondary light source. Another thing that you should keep in mind is that the colors are going to completely change. For example, this character's skin is an olive color, but if he's in the shadow, it's not going to be an olive color anymore. It's going to be a less saturated, darker, like brownish tone. But you still need to make things look like they are the original color. For example, if you get a person and let's say they have like, I don't know, a black skin tone and you put them in the dark, they are going to literally merge into the environment if there is no light. And this could be possible for any skin tone, but for example, if there is a white person beside them, they might reflect more light to their skin. But you need to think about if you put two people with different skin tones in the dark, their skin is going to react in a different way. And you're going to still have to make it obvious that one person has a darker skin tone than the other, even though they are both in the shadow. If you are confused about this concept, literally go in your room and turn off the lights. Like, don't make it pitch black because you're not going to see anything, but turn off the lights and see how your skin reacts to the light source. Because you're still going to see that your skin is, for example, I'm a white person, so in the dark, I know that my skin is still white and it looks like it's still white because it's going to reflect the minimum light source that you have in the environment. But if I had a darker skin tone, I still need to make it look like the character has a darker skin tone if they are in the dark. And this is really hard because these dramatic light scenarios, they're going to push the idea of shadow and light and color of your paintings in a way that is going to make you want to change the whole skin tone of your character. But you still need to make them look and resemble the original design. Or else, why the hell are you painting them? It could be anyone else. So, a more clear example, this character has an olive skin. And then you might ask, why the hell didn't you add white highlights to his face? Because he wouldn't reflect white highlights. If you look at someone who has an olive skin, when they go out in the sun, they literally shine like a golden amulet that you found in a treasure place, literally. They're not going to shine white and pale like a white person, or literally like a black person. Depending on how black they are, they're either going to shine like a really beautiful red, or they're going to shine gold again. So this is what you need to think. You need to think about how the light is going to reflect. A white highlight is such an easy way out. Be more creative with the colors that you choose, and you're going to see better results. Another tip that is really important for dramatic scenarios is to keep your background basic. Like, I am so over people just overcomplicating their environment. Like, honey, it's literally in the dark. It's in the dark. Like, you need to remember that the focal point of your painting is literally the flash of light, okay? Like, don't go overdoing your background. If you're going to overdo a background in a dramatic light scenario, make it really good. Like, make it really support the idea of light. Because you need to think, for example, if you look at this painting, where do you think he is? He's probably like in a cave or like in a really covered setting and stuff. But yeah, the video is going to end and I didn't finish explaining. But that's basically it. Don't overdo the environment, guys. Don't overdo it. And if you're going to overdo it, make it support your focal point. But this is my best 3 tips for dramatic lightning scenarios. I hope you guys loved it. And please tell me if you like the painting, because I'm literally so proud of it. I am so happy with it. And comment down below if you have any questions. See you in the next one. Bye!